Good evening, everyone. My name is Scott Mertens. I am one of the directors of the Sycamore of the fifth grade bands here in Sycamore, and we're going to have a wonderful program tonight. This is a really unique and interesting concert because you're going to get to hear these band students at different stages of their development. Tonight we're going to have the fifth grade start. We're going to have North and North Grove, and then they're going to go and have seats in these reserved seats right here. These are reserved here, so we're going to have them go there and stay socially distanced, and then we'll have the West, South Prairie, and Southeast come up on stage. They'll play some of the same songs. Then we'll have the 8th grade come on and play a couple songs, and then the high school symphonic band. So without further ado, we're going to get started. This is North and North Grove Elementary here. I'll just tell you, our brass section is about less than half as big as it normally is, due to circumstances that you probably can guess. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So we're going to play, let's see. First off, can we get the lights dimmed in the hall? Maybe not. Let me check something, just a second. And now, merrily roll along. It's still the holidays as far as we're concerned. This is Good King Wenceslas. Now, at this point in the book, we start to play different lines in anticipation of eventually playing full band music. So in this case, we're going to play 32. We're going to have the woodwinds play the A part. Then we're going to have the brass and percussion play the B. Then we're going to have them all put that together and play together. So first off, we're going to have the woodwinds play A on 32. Jolly Old St. Nicholas. And now our brass playing the B portion. All you got. 1, 2. And now, everyone. Okay, there's a couple of things. The first thing, actually, this is the main thing I'll say. As far as full bands, we're going to take a little break for full bands. We're going to still keep doing lessons, but we're going to take a break, and the plan is to take a break until the week of February 28th. So for the rest of January and then through most of February, we'll start again with the Mondays on the 28th. There's a couple reasons for that, but basically we're just taking a little break, and then we'll start fresh when we get to basically end of February and March with some new music, some new full band music that'll be slightly different from the stuff that we've been working on in the Red Book. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure I said that before I forgot. All right, number 34. This is Old MacDonald Had a Farm, or as they know it in this book as Farm Out. 34. Got a couple more for you. The next one's 24. This is Lightly Row. And again, we're going to play this one in two parts, but we're just going to play it for you. We're not going to split it up. We're just going to play it. All right. So brass A, everybody else B. Sorry, brass percussion. Before we play Jingle Bells, I just want to say for a second, here in the brass section, we normally would have 7 trumpets, and we would normally have, I think 5 trombones / baritones. So we're down a few people today, so these guys are doing a great job holding it up. Great job, guys. Yeah. Yes, the COVID fairy's been waving her magic wand a little too much as far as I'm concerned. Okay, but last song for these guys, and then we'll bring the West, South Prairie, and Southeast up. This is Jingle Bells. So we'll have a really quick break, and we'll get these the other 3 schools on stage. Thank you. Hey guys, stay in your row. Stay in your row. Stay in your row. And we're gonna have you guys go. Then third row. First row, second row. Then third row. So percussionists, if you guys would like to put your stuff away and then come back around.
There's only one way to cut a line.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
Second row people, who are my second row people? The oboes and then the flutes, right? Yep. Second row. Third row people, that's Liam. Take him down to the third row. Liam, go that way. Come on down. Right there. Everybody in the second row, move down. All right, now we have a seat in this row. Yes, we do, right? Good. Okay, you get that in just a second. Okay, drop that. Everybody have a seat. Okay, slide down all the way. Slide down all the way there. Trumpets. Can you take, Courtney, take your chair and slide down. Spread out. Go ahead, girl. Okay. Percussion.
Thank you for your patience while we trade off our groups here. My name is Ken Goodman, and in addition to directing the high school band that you will hear shortly, I direct part of the fifth grade bands as well, along with Ms. Kral, Mrs. Mertens, and Mr. Mertens. The groups in front of us now, we have the South Prairie School, Southeast School, and West School, performing many of the same songs, maybe slightly different because we're not all exactly the same, thank goodness, but we have been working on the same music, and we're really excited about how we've done on these pieces, and we're ready to show them to you. So our first song is, we're going to take a little bit, we're going to go the opposite direction, I think, than Mr. Mertens did. We're going to start with some of those holiday ones because, okay, face it, I still have decorations up in my house. I bet some of you do too. So we're starting with Good King Wenceslas, number 26. Next, we're going to play a duet, and we're going to follow a similar format to what you just heard. This is Jolly Old St. Nicholas, song number 32. So we're starting off with the woodwinds are going to play the A line, which is the melody. The brass and percussion are going to play the B line, which is the harmony. And then we'll put the two parts together so you can hear them together. This is Jolly Old St. Nicholas. And I hope you can, if you can think back, well, any of you who are parents or any of these ages of students, whether high school or middle school or up here on stage, think about where they were even 2 months ago and how much further they progressed in that time. It's really pretty awesome. And I know Mr. Mertens mentioned this too, that the next music that they play will not just be parts where everyone's playing the same song, or the same part, but they'll be different. So you're going to hear different parts and different instruments as we start to work into that more advanced level of music. Our next song, changing back to non-holiday related things, we're going to move over to the song Farm Out, also known as Old MacDonald Had a Farm, song 34. Now we're going to play another duet, Lightly Row, and this time we will switch parts between the two groups. The brass and the percussion will play the A part of the melody. The woodwinds will play the B part of the harmony, and we'll put those both together right now so you can hear them. I don't think we have to separate both lines this time to show off playing two different parts. Lightly Row, song 24. After this next piece, we'll have another brief pause while we bring the 8th grade band onto the stage. Usually we have everybody out here, but because of spacing, we kind of had to keep things separate a little bit more this time. So usually we have them all out here to hear as well, but I know some of them are kind of skulking around backstage because they wanted to hear what else is going on. So we'll bring the 8th grade band out next to play some pieces for you. We have some percussion equipment to set up, so give us a little bit of time as we get this group off the stage and get the next group on. Our final piece is Jingle Bells. And sometimes the students say, well, that's a Christmas song. It's actually not. It's actually a winter song if you listen to the lyrics for it. But arranged by our very own Mr. Mertens many years ago, trying to find something that was a little bit longer than 2 lines of music for our students to play. So he created this arrangement, and it's just awesome because it teaches some really cool stuff, yet it only uses the set of notes that they started learning in the first couple months. There's 2 parts to this song. We're just playing the first part tonight, but many of the students have worked on that second part, and we're really proud of those who have really taken on that extra challenge to do that, like the bonus part of it, which is more like the verses of the song. This is the chorus part, and this is what we will finish this first half of the concert with. As Mr. Merton said, if you just got here or if you didn't hear this as well, same thing with these students. We'll be taking the next month of full band off, so there will be no full band until the week of February 28th. So we'll give everyone a break. I think we can all use one at this point. But it's been great working with them. Looking forward to starting up with that new music in March. And just one note for the Southeast students, too. Next week, there will be no lessons at Southeast either. I will be in Peoria with our high school all-state selected students. We're going to introduce them when the high school students come up. So there are no lessons at Southeast next week either. We'll resume up in 2 weeks. Here is Jingle Bells. Back to the same seats where you got started. Every other seat, just again like you did before. All right. Luke, just follow back around and back to your seats. Every other seat, please. Every other seat. Thank you. Okay. Percussion. You guys can take your stuff and put it off to the side of this. Let's go over here. Let's take this one. Once the trumpets have moved. Trumpets every other seat. Once you sit down. Off to the side of the stage, okay? Yeah, 1 second, okay?
Just grab it over here. You can grab them right there, right there. They're not particularly set up for, they were set up all the other things, so.
Hi there. While we're getting some of the percussion equipment on stage for this group and also the high school, just a little note: the Sycamore Music Boosters is a wonderful organization. They meet the third Thursday of every month during school. They actually have a meeting tonight. We actually have some parents in the audience, I think, from that meeting. So anyway, I just want to thank that wonderful organization for all that they do. We are definitely looking for some additional membership. We have some new jobs that we are looking to find volunteers for that you'll be getting some emails about in the near future. So definitely please be thinking of us. We really are looking for some people to come in and help out with ideas and just help to with some of the many things that organization does. They fund trips. They fund music trips for us to go to, like, say, Rock for Wind Ensemble, or in this case, or Elgin Youth Symphony, or in the case of orchestra, they funded trips to the Kishwaukee Symphony Orchestra children's concerts when they were offering those. They fund scholarships. They funded many instruments through the craft fair, which some of you I know have volunteered for, and also a note to remember, which we're not having this year, but we have a date picked out for next year, and then other opportunities as well. We have a mattress sale that's going to be coming up in April that you'll be receiving some information about at the Sycamore Community Center over at the Park District. So please keep your eyes peeled for that, and if any of you have any questions about that, please let me know. You can email me. You've received several emails within the last 24 hours from me, so you know where to find me. Okay, how are we doing percussion? All right. So we're going to play two songs, and then we're going to give way for the high school symphonic band. First song we're going to do is, it's three songs put together of Irish origin. It is Images of Ireland. before I forget, I want to acknowledge some people that you may not have seen tonight or may not have seen much of tonight, but are very, very, very important in everything moving forward. First off, I'd like to thank Miss Bella Krall, the general music teacher at South Prairie and West School, who also teaches a number of lessons and runs one of the full bands. She's a busy, busy woman. I want to thank Bella Krall over here for all of her help. There she is waving. We've been so fortunate that she's joined us. This is her third year in the district, and I love working with her, and she's so nice, and you're so lucky that you have her to teach your children at those schools. Thank you. Also, there's my wife who is somewhere. There she is. Yeah, she's on supervision duty, the duty that I gave up to be up here on stage. So Miss Christine Mertens, who's the general music teacher at North and North Grove, I want to thank her as well for being here. When we found out there was going to be no after-school transportation this year, we kind of freaked out, and fortunately, they both stepped in and have been helping out with the outside-of-school bands. I can't thank them enough. That's helped us keep going this year. So anyway, on stage, you may notice that one of these students might look a little older. Notice that he's wearing a jacket and a little bit older. So he is my student assistant. The last few years we've been having high school seniors who are interested in career come over and essentially shadow a teacher for a year. I think it's a fantastic program. And this wonderful individual I know is going to be, if he chooses to go into it after this year, is going to be a quality music educator. He's going to be going to University of Wisconsin-Whitewater as a music education major. He's a several-time all-district French horn player. I'd like to introduce Mr. Mitch Edwards. So we're going to play our last song of the night. We're going to keep this moving and hand off to the high school. This is one of the great themes from the MCU movies for Marvel. This is The Avengers. Thank you so much. We're going to have them circulate. I told them to go ahead and try to find their parents in the audience and try to kind of assimilate in there as much as possible, or stay spread out. So, and anyway, we're going to have the 8th grade come up. Again, these guys are wonderful. They're dear to my heart for a number of reasons. Love these guys. Thank you so much. And high school's coming up. You want to put that away? Go ahead and put that up, please, and put that away. Why don't you put that away there? Actually. So, tell you what, you guys can go ahead. Come on over this way. You guys can put yours this way. You guys go. And then you can go put your instruments away and face them back and like that. Cool.
There's not much help we can give you. But Grandma.
You want to put yours away so you have a big instrument?
Welcome to the final part of our concert. The group in front of you is our high school symphonic band. At the high school, We have classes, separate classes for our bands. They're not divided up by grade level, so we have all students in this band, grades 9 through 12. So it's a neat opportunity for the students to get to interact with each other. It's not just in their grade level, but with students of all the grade levels. And that's a neat thing that they really do come to enjoy and treasure, whether they're the seniors helping to mentor the younger students or the younger students who are getting assistance from those older students. Our first piece on the program, we're going to do a brief tuning and then we'll start in just a moment. Our first piece is called A Festival Prelude by Alfred Reed. We are playing some fairly serious music tonight, but I think you'll really enjoy it. We do have opportunities to play music like you just heard at many of our football games, at our basketball games. If you come to any of those, you'll hear our pep band playing at those. So we played a lot of those tunes, and I know our 8th grade students got to join us recently for one of those events. So we're going to do a quick tuning, and then we'll start with Alfred Reed's A Festival Prelude. one of the most important roles that bands played in history was to move groups of people along, whatever they were military, whether they were politicians, whether they were your average people. And so we like to play a lot of marches because that's a really important part of what we do in band. This is a really great march called the National Emblem March, and I have to give it away because you might not catch it otherwise. The national emblem, in this case, being our flag, and the melody of the Star Spangled Banner is played in the low brass at the beginning of the march, but it's in 4 rather than in 3, so it's a little tricky to hear. But listen for that from the trombones and the baritone. You'll kind of hear that right away at the beginning after the little introduction that we have. You'll catch the Star Spangled Banner in the background there. So E. Bagley's March, the national emblem. Before we play our final selection, I would like to take the opportunity to recognize our students who are attending the All-State Music Festival, sponsored by the Illinois Music Education Association. Next week, they'll be going to Peoria Wednesday afternoon and participating with students from all over the state in ensembles. And it's a really awesome opportunity. We're glad that it's back again this year. So let me take an opportunity to recognize the students. Please hold your applause while I recognize them all. On clarinet, we have Chloe Harbeck. On cello, although he plays trumpet in the band, on cello, Luke Templin. On trombone, Colin Wunner. Also on trombone, Sam Crutcher. Luke, where did you go to elementary school? South Prairie. South Prairie. So Luke went to South Prairie. South Prairie shout outs over there. Southeast for Chloe, right? Southeast shout outs. North Grove for Colin, and Southeast for Sam. So we got some good representation from all of our schools. Please congratulate our all-state musicians. Thank you so much for being a part of this concert tonight. It is really a great opportunity, not only for these students to reflect, and they were backstage, by the way. They were kind of hanging out listening because they wanted to hear what else was going on, to reflect on where they've come from. For those of you who are out here, 5th grade, 8th grade, where you're going to end up someday. And you'll be on this stage because all these students were out there in these seats at one point in time listening to the other groups play too. And that's a really neat opportunity, and I hope it's been a fun thing for you to hear. Our next piece is it's a little longer. It's about 7 minutes long, but I don't think it's going to be boring. It's a really great piece by Clifton Williams called Symphonic Dance No. 3. So symphony, kind of a large group piece, right? Dance means it's going to have some fast-moving stuff, right? And after a trip to Mexico, he borrowed some folk melodies that he heard and turned it into this really fun piece that's got a lot of cool instruments. Percussionists, check out the fun instruments you're going to hear. And pretty much you're going to hear all the instruments featured in a lot of neat melody lines, not just the flutes, not just the trumpets, but all the instruments, the tuba as well, the French horns. So listen up for all those parts. Thank you so much for coming tonight, and please enjoy Symphonic Dance No. 3. Thank you so much. Thank you again for joining us tonight at this concert. It's such a blast to have live music with everybody back together. We really are happy for that. We look forward to seeing you at our upcoming events. Parents of fifth grade students, please wait out in our hallways. You can collect their students once we get them all packed up and ready to send out to you. We really appreciate your patience on that. You're welcome to wait in here as well. But we'll start sending them down the hallway as soon as they're all cleaned up and everything's taken care of. Otherwise, thank you so much, and we hope to see you at our next performance. Have a nice evening.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.